proximity of our state to and the only neighbor to Lagos, the fifth largest economy on the continent, is an advantage that we are committed to harness. Something is wrong there. Something is wrong there.
Because the proximity of our state.
The proximity of our state to and the only neighbor. No, that sentence is wrong. The proximity of our state to Lagos State, the fifth largest economy on the continent, is an advantage that we are committed to harness to the mutual benefits of our two states. Is that correct? Information. I thought you guys read this thing. Okay, it's an advantage that we are committed to harnessing or to harness.
So harness is okay.
That we are committed to harness. No, something is wrong. We are committed to harness the mutual benefits of our two states. No, something is wrong.
To harness for the mutual benefits.
We are committed to harness. We are committed to harnessing. Unless you say that we will harness. It's an event that we will harness for the mutual benefits. We have concentrated on the PHCs because they are the closest to the people and are the foundation for our hub and spoke healthcare delivery system. Something is wrong there. But I said it so many times. I can say PHCs. Well, we still have a long way to go. That statement is so long. It's too long. To easily obtain regular and reliable data for planning and decision making, the Bureau of Statistics was established and the first Statistician General of the state was appointed. I think there are just so many unnecessary details, quite frankly. In the bid to put so much.
Women are not without electoral or political power. It is noteworthy that the percentage of women who register to vote and cast a ballot is consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line. Women are not without electoral and or political, or maybe precise, not and or political majority rights, and I quote. Women, I'm so quote, the majority. Women are not without electoral or political power. It is noteworthy that the percentage of women who register to vote and cast a ballot is consistently higher than the percentage of men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line. Women are not without electoral and or political, or maybe precise, not and or political.
Hello, Academia viewers. Welcome to Academia EduConsult, your one-stop portal that teaches you everything you need to know about the English language. I'm sure you have looked at the topic of this video, how the speechwriters of Governor Dapo Abiodun committed a faux pas or goofed publicly, and you might be wondering, what are we up to? Now, let me state that this video is not to ridicule anyone, but just to point out some basic things that we need to take note of, especially as users of the English language. When you talk about a faux pas, look at the spelling. What does it really mean? It means a significant or embarrassing error or mistake or a blunder that is committed. It could be referred to as a gaffe, an impropriety, an indiscretion, or a solecism. In that video, the handlers, the speech handlers of the governor, His Excellency, had not done a thorough job on the speech they gave the governor to read, where the governor discovered that there were some errors of construction in the speech that he was reading. And that is why it's important to pay attention to certain fundamental things about the use and the usage of the English language. From the other video that we also showed you about Joe Biden repeating a teleprompter's prompt. Most of you will think that all these presidents and governors and social actors, these politicians, these leaders speak extemporaneously, or they are speaking offhand. most of the times they are actually reading what they are saying, but there is a prompt that tells them, say this, say that. Now, in that video, Joe Biden, the American president, was supposed to skip that part, but he went ahead to read the teleprompter's prompt. Now, I'm bringing out some things that I want us to take note of that will help us as users of the English language. The first thing I want to talk about is that you must never assume, never come into any assumption as to any material you have to interact with, either a written document or something that you have to read publicly. You must always double check whatever you want to send. Maybe you want to compose a chat, an email, you want to write a memo, a letter. Please, it's not too much for you to double check, to go over whatever it is you have written to read, to send, or the one written for you by somebody. Most public officers, most presidents, ministers, governors, to say the fact, they do not bother to check the veracity or the authenticity of the information their handlers pass on to them. And many thereby have committed a lot of blunders, as you can see in that video with Governor of Ogun State. So we are emphasizing that before you read whatever it is that has been passed on to you as a governor, as a president, as a minister, make sure you double check. Make sure you read. You can even give to somebody to read for you. Another thing I'd like to draw from that is this. Do not assent to anything or append your signature to anything until you have read and understood the contents very well. That will save you a lot of problems. Anytime you have to read something, do something in terms of putting your signature, make sure you go through them very well. And that's why some people usually advise that you get a lawyer or you get somebody who can interpret what words mean to you, because truly words are conveyors of thoughts. They carry our intentions and you need to understand them lest you commit social blunder or academic blunder. You would notice that each time you had to do something online, they will give you a kind of a long form to assent to the agreements or to agree to the terms and conditions. And these people, they are very deliberate in what they do. They will write those agreements, very long agreements, in very tiny font that you will not even have the time to read through everything. Have you ever been to the bank or approached a bank for a loan and then they will ask you to sign here and there? And then when you look at the document you are expected to sign, very long document that is written in a very tiny font. Now what you don't know is that inside that document there are incriminating statements and there are things that could happen that will indemnify the bank and then will put you into trouble. So you are simply saying, if it's not too much for you, take your time to go through anything before you append your signature to them. Another thing I'd like to stress is that it's not a bad idea to learn the seemingly basics or the fundamentals of the English language, especially the parts of speech. You talk about the nouns, you talk about the pronouns, the adjectives, the adverbs, the conjunctions, the prepositions, the interjections, the articles. It's not a big deal to just make sure you have a firm grasp of these basic fundamentals of the English language, because they will help you a lot in whatever you do. It's not a bad idea as well to learn punctuation marks, how to use a comma, how to use a parenthesis, how to use a semicolon, a colon, what they mean, when and where to use them. It will not be too much for you to get a handle of these fundamentals of the English language. Another important aspect of the English language we need to have a firm grasp of is the subject-verb agreement, which we call the rules of concord. They will help you to generally know how to construct your sentences, how to phrase and frame your words such that whenever you have to do anything that will go public, you will be sure that you have done the right thing. So all of these generally help you to get by in this world of inundating avalanche of information, both online and offline. In addition, This is why at Academia EduConsult we are committed to teaching the fundamentals of the English language and anything that is worthy of note in English language and in other areas. Many things that we need to note, how to say something, how not to say them. There is a video we're going to put together on some of the wrong constructions that people make either in talking or when they are writing. Just watch out for that video that puts together some of those general errors, common errors in the English language. So in Academia EduConsult, we are committed to teaching the fundamentals of the English language and anything that is worthy of noting in the English language and other areas. We edit journals, articles for publication, and any form of writing or write-up that you can think of. We do proofreading, we're into transcription and translation services, audio to text, video to text, and we do all of these for an affordable fee. And you can reach us at the email that is displayed on the screen, admin@academia.com.ng. And finally, if you are not sure of anything, just ask. Google is there. Google it. And that is true. Google is there for us to ask anything we're not sure of. How to pronounce a word, how to say a word, how to use a word. You can ask online. You can ask the experts. You can ask your dictionary. Your dictionary is there to show you the meaning of that word and then the synonyms of that word or the opposites, how you can use them, the constructions, the usage is there. You can just ask your dictionary. You can also ask someone. If you check academia.com.ng, our blog, there are many articles, hundreds of them that are there that you can just scan through, skim through to just familiarize yourself with how to say some things and how not to say some things. It is said that no man is an island of knowledge. There was a report that revealed that professors of English language consult the dictionary an average of 11 times daily. These are professors of the English language, yet they consult the dictionary an average of 11 times daily. So what about you? What stops you from checking that word you want to say? What stops you from checking again that WhatsApp chat, that Telegram chat, that email you want to send? Just go over it again and read it again. What happened to the governor was an embarrassing situation, but we just used it without condemning anyone to highlight some of the salient issues that we need to face headlong in our use of the English language. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned for some other videos.